Well, Howie Roseman has done it again. That is right. Another big bomb of a signing after what has already been a great offseason. The Eagles trending in the right direction. We will break it all down. Let's go.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. Be sure to like the video, subscribe for more content just like this, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of the videos or live streams. We have a lot of good Eagles content coming soon, but we interrupt your regularly scheduled program because that is right. Earlier today, a huge bomb of a signing coming from the Philadelphia Eagles. That is right. The Eagles and GM Howie Roseman signing former Giants corner James Bradberry to a one-year, $10 million deal. Now, this had been anticipated for a little while, but I don't think anybody thought it would happen today. And, there were a lot of suitors for James Bradberry, for Howie Roseman to come out here, especially when throughout the draft, throughout this offseason so far, we're talking about the corner position. Who's going to play opposite of Darius Slay? We don't draft one in the top couple rounds. We're wondering, what is going on here? Why are we not addressing this? Then James Bradberry's name starts to come up, and people are like, can Howie Roseman really get this done and pile on what's already been a great offseason? In fact, I'm almost ready to say this might be one of his best offseasons yet. Obviously, he can work the cap. He can bring guys in midseason, get things going. There have been some decent offseasons from Howie, but, I have a separate piece of content coming out on how I feel about Howie right now and this Eagles team going forward, but for today, once again, I got to give him credit. He is on his A game right now. And the Eagles bring in another corner, their immediate number 2, starting opposite of Darius Slay. Here's more on the signing. According to Adam Schefter, James Bradberry initially had 11 teams reach out, but his agents whittled it down to 3 teams. And eventually Bradberry wanted to come to the Eagles. And apparently he even had better offers from other teams. But according to Josina Anderson, he had texted Josina earlier today explaining why he had chose the Eagles and, quote, "I believe the scheme is a perfect fit for me," end quote. I love it. James Bradberry, highly touted as a zone type of corner, a guy who can play cover more. He's been in the league for about 5-6 years now, 6 years, I believe. This will be his 7th upcoming. He's only 28 years old. He's a former 2nd-round pick. With the Carolina Panthers. He played with them for 4 years. He's played with the Giants the last couple years. His first year with the Giants, he was a Pro Bowl corner. And last year, people want to say that he had a down year. Well, the fact of the matter is that he still had 4 interceptions. And I know he got beat a couple times, but that Giants team, let's be honest, was absolutely awful. And when I evaluate the Eagles corner position, I got to be honest with you. I think this signing gives the Eagles one of the best cornerback duos in the entire NFC, maybe even the NFL. You got to at least put them top 5, top 3 maybe. And it obviously gives them the best cornerback room in the NFC East. Once again, just pushing the Eagles over top of the other teams in this division. I'll tell you right now, the Eagles have made the most strides while a couple other teams have regressed. The Eagles have the best roster in this division. Thank you to Howie Roseman for making that happen. I can't believe what this guy is doing right now, but he's on a really, really good stride over the last couple months. And the Eagles make another big signing today. And again, take him away from a rival, right? The Giants had cut Bradberry. They had signed him to a big contract for 3 years, and they didn't want to take the cap hit. So they go ahead and cut him, which was definitely surprising. But hey, I'm happy about it. And how about his new teammate, his new duo, man, Darius Slay? Over there on the other side, the Pro Bowl corner as well, says, yes, sir, let's get it. Bradberry, he was definitely excited. Slay had tweeted a while back. There were definitely some connections going on there. I'm sure Slay shot him a text, said, yo, I need another guy, man. And, when I think about this Eagles roster again, Steven Nelson went to the Texans. A lot of people were in panic mode, myself included. Like, what are we going to do here? And it seems that Howie just had, like I said, I'll talk about it more in another piece of content coming, but, he's got a plan. You can see it, and he's putting it down, and he's executing it, man. So I'm really happy about that. And when you think about James Bradberry, does he have to be perfect? No. He's a number 2 corner. He's coming in here All he has to really do is be better than Steven Nelson. And let's be honest, Steven Nelson went to the Texans. The Eagles probably let him walk, but, you know, Steven Nelson did pretty well, in my opinion, for a number 2 corner. There were games where you didn't really hear his name. There were a couple times where he was getting beat downfield. But overall, I thought Steven Nelson held his own, and James Bradberry just has to be better than him. And I think he's going to be. So, you know, this gives opposing offenses a tough way to game plan against Darius Slay and James Bradberry. And if you're talking to me about who's going to end up being the third guy, the nickel, maybe Avonte Maddox, who, by the way, had a pretty good season last year too. So I'm definitely feeling a lot better about this secondary. And as we go forward, how about this stat? Dave Zangaro of NBC Philly says there are only 2 players since 2016 with 15-plus interceptions and 80-plus pass breakups. Guess who they are? They are the 2 corners starting opposite of each other for the Philadelphia Eagles, both Pro Bowlers. I'm excited. I really am, and I think Bradberry definitely bought into this fit. Now, the one thing I will say I'm still a little bit nervous about is Jonathan Gannon. You know, I didn't like his scheme last year. Obviously, it may cater more to James Bradberry, but I thought at times Slay got a bad rep because he kind of put him in volatile situations. And I think, you know, Gannon's really going to have to, you know, game plan around, you know, the strengths of our corners and our secondary. And, you know, obviously we have a good pass rush, but just upgrading our defense overall like this, especially if our linebacker core steps up now with the addition of guys like Nakobe Dean. I think the Eagles are in a much better spot, and I think Bradberry, like I said, bought into it. And I think the Eagles, this was kind of like the final piece of the puzzle, man. And I'm really happy we got it done. How about Hassan Reddick, another teammate, another new teammate on the Eagles defense, says we just keep getting better. And I agree. I agree 100%. You look at this offseason list so far by Howie Roseman, man. I mean, what a move, you know, to add on to this list, man. The last couple months, you got A.J. Brown. You trade for him on draft night. You go out, you sign Hassan Reddick. You sign James Bradberry. You draft Jordan Davis. You draft Nakobe Dean. These are playmakers. And again, all of them may not work out. James Bradberry may not be the same. But again, it's not like this guy is 34 years old. He's only 28 years old. He really has, you know, the option to come in here and not only be himself, but also play with another great corner in big play Slay. And, you know, like I said, we've always talked about who's going to be that other guy. And I think this really puts a name, you know, now next to him. And I think a lot of people are going to feel a lot more confident, you know, about this Eagles defense as we head forward. But, man, this is big. This is big. And I think it also shows a little bit of recruiting power from the Philadelphia Eagles. And lastly, I don't think there's a lot of risk involved because this is a 1-year deal, $10 million. You know, I thought he was actually going to go for a little bit more, but when you look at the market and you look at a guy like James Bradberry, he was one of the top names and he chose Philadelphia. And even if he's not here past this year, well, just bringing him in, seeing what another dynamic corner like Darius Slay can do for this team, I think it's going to be huge, man. And, you know, just a lot of credit again to Howie Roseman for going out and getting this done. There were whispers of it, but did anybody think they would actually pull this off today? I know I didn't. And I just, you know, for once, I have faith again. I have faith in the GM, and I think the Eagles are on the right track. I mean, you look at some of these additions, and really, I'll end off by saying this. When I think about this Eagles team, I just said earlier how they have pretty much surpassed the rest of this division. And obviously making the playoffs last year with, you know, adjusting midseason and kind of changing their scheme more on the offensive side of the ball. If we can get some adequate defensive help here, and if the Eagles can put it all together, if this defense takes another step, there's no saying of what this team can be. I mean, I don't know if we're ready to win it all yet. I think we're going to have to determine a lot based off of what Jalen Hurts is going forward. But I definitely think he could take us a couple rounds into the playoffs. And I think depending on his ceiling or whatever happens at that position, this Eagles team is kind of shaping up to be really good in a couple years. I think the future is bright. There's been a quick turnaround, and I think Howie has the right vision in mind right now. I think he's, you know, kind of getting the right players, the right identity, I would say, to try to go forward with and you know, build this team. So I'm really excited. Big signing for the Philadelphia Eagles, and who knows, he may have something else up his sleeve. You just don't know. You just don't know. I mean, the way he's making that cat work, I think we had 10-point 2 or 10.3 million left in cap space, and we go sign Bradberry for 10 million. I mean, just an amazing job by Howie Roseman. Eagles fans should be excited, and I can't wait to see what those two do together. I'm sure they'll learn from each other, and this is big, man. This is big, and the Eagles making the leap this year. We will have more on it going forward. Like I said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comment section. How do you feel about this signing? What does it mean for the Eagles cornerback room going forward? Give me all your thoughts. Appreciate you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And like always, I will catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.